What's going on, y'all? DBN Radio Live. Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Monday out here in Thailand. It's 8 o'clock in the morning out here in Thailand. We're about to get the show started, guys. We're about to get the show started. Give me a couple minutes. The show will begin. But I want to shout out everybody for tuning in early. That's what it is, y'all. Catch up with you in a minute. Yep. What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another one. We about to get it in. The show hasn't started yet. My man said, where in Thailand? I'm in Khao Suan Quang. I'm way out in the country. I'm in a village right now, y'all. As you'll see in a minute in the background. Yeah, I'm about 7 to 8 hours north of Bangkok. Way out in the country, man. So yeah, man, it's going down like a plane crash out here. This is my new residence out here in Thailand. That's where I'm gonna be. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, man, it's going down out here. Ain't no police killing black folks. Matter of fact, the police, they come over and they take pictures with your boy. No lie, man. They take pictures with your boy. You know, they showing love out here, man. It's all love out here. We gonna talk more about Thailand on Dante's Travel Nation. One of the top 10 locations, I would say one of the top 5 locations you definitely want to visit. And if you're black, you definitely want to come to this country because you treat it the way you're supposed to be treated. Yes, sir, man. Let me go ahead and say what's up to cats in the comment section. Hey, man, go ahead and rep your city, rep your country, rep your island, rep your hood, rep your continent, man. It's going down international style over here, y'all. We gonna get the show started in a minute. We got special guests. My homie Boxing Ego, he gonna be tackling the microphone with me. We gonna get it in, man. So if you guys want to call in, if you be filling up my comment section, if you be filling up Boxing Ego's comment section with rhetoric and all kind of stuff, and you be telling your homies how them bastards, boy, I can't wait to tell they ass the truth. I'ma set they ass straight. You got an opportunity to do that right now, right here on Dante's Boxing Nation live. All right, so call in, man. But once again, if you know we speaking the truth, we don't expect you to call in. You'd be a fool to call in if you know we speaking the truth. So that's what it is, man. Once again, man, we about to start the show in a minute. My regular panel or some of my regular panelists will be on with me. My man Money Powell. We gonna get it in, y'all. But let me go ahead once again, shout out cats in the comment section. Always gotta shout out the very first person that commented in the comment section. What's that? I'm gonna try to say your name, man. What's that? Lacaris Williams. He got my last name, so he can't be that bad of a person. He said, what's up, bro? First person in the comment section. Second person in the comment section, Paul. He said, salute. Paul Houston. Yeah, man, that's what it is. And my man, he had asked where I was in Thailand. My man Faizan, Yeah, I already answered that question. So it's about to go down, y'all. It's about to go down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got a whole lot to talk about. Floyd Mayweather about to do it again. About to pick up another one of them $100 million checks, messing with that boy Khabib. Yeah, man. You know, I have never said that man's last name before. So I don't even know how to pronounce it. I've never even said it before. So let's see over here. Y'all help me out, because I ain't never even said this dude's name. I don't be watching UFC like that. How y'all say his name? Is it Nurmagomedov? That's my first time ever trying to pronounce that name. I haven't really been watching MMA that much, but I know that Floyd Mayweather and Khabib, they're going to make some serious, or Khabib, they're going to make some serious money if that fight takes place, and I'm sure it will take place in a boxing ring, not in the octagon. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, everybody? Yeah, let me see what's up, man. Hashtag new media all day. Key West, Florida. Yes, sir, man. My man said Fury gonna get effed up, my G. Harrisburg, PA, Pennsylvania. All right. Detroit up in here. Hashtag new media, hashtag new media, hashtag new media. That's what it is, man. Detroit up in there heavy. LA, Los Angeles, California. NC, North Carolina, 504, Chi-Town. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Miami, hashtag Leisure City. Houston, Texas. New Zealand up in here. Yes, sir, all day, y'all. All day, man. Where my countries at? Where my continents at? That's what it is, y'all. My man DeAndre, he said hashtag new media, hashtag boxing, hashtag DBN, hashtag DCN, DNN, DTN. You know what it is, man. You know what it is, man. It's going down like a plane crash. We're about to get started. Mayweather versus Khabib. Terence Crawford and the decafs making excuses for why they boy lost. Man, I'm telling you, you know what? I'm going to say that for the show. We're going to say that for the show. Once again, man, y'all love filling up the comment section. You got Boxing Ego. He's going to be on the show with me. Dante's Boxing Nation all day. If you guys are filling up our comment section, you have an opportunity to call in, man. If you truly believe what you're saying, let's get it in. Let's get it in. We giving out free educations over here. You don't need no loan to go to this college. You feel me? Let's get it in, y'all. Free education time over here. Rochester in the building, man. Orlando up in here, 407. Philly in the building, 617 Boston, man. 562, you know what it is, LBC. My hometown. All day, man. Reppin'. My man said, how do you not watch MMA? Simply, you don't watch it. Shit, that ain't nothing to lie about. Get those likes up all day, man. Get them likes up all day, man. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. My man Tom Sawyer, he said, am I banned still? Oh, man, you sound like somebody we want to call in, man. Hey, Tom Sawyer, man, you ain't banned over here. Why don't you call up, bro? Call up. Put your area code in the comment section. I'll make sure you don't get banned. Matter of fact, I'm going to put you in the front. I'm going to go ahead and give you special attention, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put you in the front of the line right now. So Tom Sawyer, go ahead and call up, man. Go ahead and call up. Put your area code in the comment section. My man Michael, he said, what up, though? 843, Floyd is a joke, says my man King. Hey, man, call in. Let's talk about it, man. Call in. Let's talk about it. Talk about the fighters you rate in front of Floyd Mayweather that you deem as not being a joke. I want y'all to call in, man. Don't play the safe way out and just do tight buys. Anyway, all right, guys, let's go ahead and get this show started. Let's go ahead and get this show started, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to go ahead and play my intro, and we're going to go ahead and get right into the proceedings. Yep. Give me a couple minutes, y'all. If you guys are looking for the best fragrance products in the world, you need to go to ashkickin.com. That is ashkickin.com. Keep your home smelling fresh and clean with Ash Kickin fragrance products. Treat your skin and hair with Ash Kickin all natural health and beauty products. everything you need to create a comfortable home living environment and create a comfortable space for entertaining. The best incense burners in the world, home fragrance products, and health and beauty products, go to ashkickin.com.
Brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Hey, yo, check this out. This is Flavor Flav, and if you want the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth, so help the whole truth. Hey, yo better listen to Dante, baby. Dante!
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? And welcome to another great edition of the Dante's Boxing Nation show. I am your host, Dante, and it's going down like a plane crash as always, man. Goddamn, we got a whole lot to talk about. Right now, it's 8:20 in the morning out here, Monday, Thailand, and we about to get it in, y'all. We got a whole lot to talk about. First things first, let me go ahead and introduce my special guest on the panel with me. My man, go ahead and subscribe to his channel if you're not already subscribed. My man, Boxing Ego. What's going on, E? Hold on for a second. Hold on. My bad, I had you on mute. Go ahead, E. What's going on, man?
What up? I said it's going to be a good episode. I could already feel the energy. We got a lot of schooling to do.
Oh, yeah.
Classes in session begins now.
Man, free education, man. Free education over here, man. All day. Let's go ahead and get it in, man. So let's go ahead and start with, the obvious, Terence Crawford. Since I didn't get your take on that win, E, what was your prediction going into this fight? And did it play out the way you expected it to play out? And what you think about the excuses that some of the fans are using for Jose Benavidez?
I was at the fight, covered the fight.
That's right.
I didn't do an official prediction, but I told people on my live stream I would pick Crawford, just for obvious reasons. I have Crawford number one pound for pound. That's my personal opinion. And, I thought it could be a rugged fight in spots, but Crawford, he's just that dude. Crawford, he's skilled. He fights different ways, and he gets the job done. And then I was impressed that he was able to stop a guy. Once again, a guy much bigger than him, 6-inch advantage, a guy who has an amateur pedigree. He comes from a fight family. I mean, people making excuses is just that, making excuses. When what's his name was when Benavidez was pushing Crawford, saying I'm gonna knock you out in front of your people, those types of things. There was no leg talk. Nobody was like, oh, but he's been shot in the leg. He should have never pushed Crawford. They didn't say that.
Yeah.
But then obviously when the ending is not what you wanted or whatever, if you were rooting for Benavidez, now all of a sudden it's, oh, he got shot in the leg. But he got shot in the leg before he pushed Crawford, before he said, eat chicken, Bomac, before he called Crawford a bitch and said it was a bitch swing.
Yeah.
So
and
it's just excuses.
And on top of that, E, it doesn't make any sense. It's counterproductive to even use a leg excuse, because we all know that if you're talking about a person not having his legs, then you're basically saying he would have moved around the ring. And according to you, decafs, you don't like fighters that run, quote unquote, run in the ring. So if he had these quote unquote legs, then all you saying is, man, that ain't fair, because he wasn't able to run in the ring. If he was able to run in the ring, he would have won the fight. I mean, that's kind of like, we know Muhammad Ali, for example. Muhammad Ali, when he took his 3-year hiatus or whatever, and he was out of boxing, they say he lost his legs. Muhammad Ali used to move around the ring a lot, but when he came back, people say he didn't have his legs anymore, so he stood in front of you more. So how do you use that excuse when you guys claim you don't even like a fighter that moves around? And also, I want you guys to explain, what would he have done differently? Let's use that excuse for a minute. What would he have done differently if he supposedly had these great, fantastic legs, right? Like, let's say, for example, if he just went to the doctor and they just gave him some brand new legs, what would he have done differently? What would he have danced better? What would he would have been doing, squats while he was fighting? What would he have done differently? You know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying.
And
Go ahead, E.
I just want to add on to your point before I lose it. Another fighter, an example of what you're saying is Sergio Martinez versus Miguel Cotto. Clearly, Sergio was bigger than Cotto, so that's another great example of a fighter who historically, career-wise, has been mobile. You know, use his legs and in and out, hands low. That was part of his MO. You know, I've watched Jose Benavidez and Mauricio Herrera fight. I watched his other fights on smaller top-ranked cards in Arizona. And Jose Benavidez fought how he normally fights, you know, think, box punch, you know, pick your shot, counter punch, you know, so it's not like a Sergio Martinez versus Cotto even, where Sergio Martinez, after he sustained the knee injury in the Chavez Jr. fight, he never looked the same because part of his game plan was to pick his shot, sneaky southpaw, you know, look at the Chavez Jr. fight for the first 11 rounds. And tell me that's what was there in front of Cotto. You know, you could see. So that would be like a rare occasion where the injury, like you're saying, would plague a fighter to the point where he's no longer the same. But Jose Benavidez has never been a fighter that moves like you're saying Muhammad Ali or Sergio Martinez to the point where his legs told the tale. Plus, he got hit with the uppercut that he didn't see.
Yeah.
No matter, like you said, if you have brand new legs, you got hit from underneath from a punch you didn't see. So legs is not an additional pair of eyes.
No, it's not.
So it's like it's not like you have extra vision because you got hit with the punches that hurt the most. Every boxer will tell you this is the ones you don't brace for, you don't see coming, right? So him having the legs, what was he gonna do? He got hit with a punch that separated him from his senses that he did not see, legs or no legs.
Yep. Hey, and didn't
What's good, fellas?
what's going on, man?
Good,
Oh, we got my man. I didn't know you was calling there. We got my man.
Hey,
we got my man.
We just listening to these excuses.
Yeah. Blue Blood.
From the fans.
Let me go ahead and introduce another one of my normal panelists. Y'all subscribe to my man's channel, man. Blue Blood Sports TV. What's going on, Blue?
Ain't nothing, man. What's goody with y'all?
Chilling, man. I'm glad to have you back, man. Glad to have you back, brother. That's what's up.
Dante, I got a question for you.
What's up?
I got a question for Dante and Blue.
Huh?
I thought about this on my channel. Name a big high-profile fight where it's a black fighter versus a non-black fighter where there is no excuse made. Like, people get mad when you introduce race because they fear race talk, talking about it, but they don't prove you wrong. Look at it. Ward versus Kovalev 2. You wanted Judgment Day. Ward gave you clarification who's the better fighter. They said it was a low blow, son of groin, and all this stuff. When Mayweather fought Pacquiao, it was Pacquiao's shoulder. When Jose Benavidez says he's going to knock him out and eat chicken, whatever else, he says he's going to destroy him in Omaha. Now it's because he got shot in the leg. Crawford got shot in the head.
I was just about to say that. Didn't Crawford get shot too? Oh, man.
You know what's crazy,
so it's
man?
it's like nonstop. It's like nonstop.
And all these excuses started to really, really come into play because of the Spence-Crawford situation. So now everybody is using these excuses to make Crawford look bad, to make Spence look better.
Hey,
but we can use this analogy for everybody because Errol Spence's greatest win is Kell Brook, and Kell Brook had a broken eye and was stabbed in the leg before that fight.
Yeah. I mean, if you're using past excuses, but
I mean, it's ridiculous to me. It's like we can't start diminishing fighters to big up another fighter. That's pointless because at the end of the day, it just hurts the sport of boxing. You got to be a fan of the sport of boxing before you're a fan of a fighter, man.
Yeah,
so all these excuses coming out. It's just like the situation look at Tony Bellew with David Haye. That was the excuse. The first fight, his knee, but what happened in the second fight?
Yeah, but see, this is the thing though. A lot of these decafs, if the decafs notice the pattern, you guys are using more excuses for your fighters losing than making excuses for why your fighters are winning. You guys making too many excuses for losers, and it's starting to become a pattern. So what y'all need to start doing is finding ways to win or finding ways for your fighters to win. Because we hearing these excuses every time, just like Ego said. They asked Andre Ward to move up they asked Andre Ward to move up to another weight class and fight against Kovalev. He beats Kovalev. They make excuses in the first fight. He comes back, knocks him out. They make an excuse in the second fight. Floyd Mayweather, they asked for Floyd Mayweather to fight Manny Pacquiao. Everybody said he was scared of Manny Pacquiao. Then all of a sudden, when Floyd signs the contract, they making excuses before he even beats him because they know he's going to beat him. They did this with Canelo too.
Right.
They did this. They said that Canelo was scared. My son used to tell me before Floyd signed the contract. My son would tell me at school. He said, Dad, some of my Mexican friends, they come up to me and they said, oh, yeah, but Floyd, he's scared of Canelo. He's scared of Canelo. He won't fight Canelo. You know, my son used to tell me this. And then soon as Floyd signed the contract, all the excuses in the world for why Canelo is going to lose the fight.
Green.
They knew he was going to lose before he even
green.
got in the ring because they know the truth deep down, guys. They know the truth deep down. They know that Floyd is a better fighter, but they say we have to make an excuse because we can't give him credit for the win. All right, guys, let's come together. What are we gonna say? Because we know Floyd is better than this guy, but we can't say this to them. We're gonna have to downplay the win because he's going to win. I mean, look at the boy's jab, look at his rrhythm, look at his athleticism. He's gonna win, guys. So we have to come up with an excuse.
Not to mention, I asked people, Benavidez said his knee started hurting in the 7th round, so that's more than half the fight. So why didn't you perform?
I didn't even know Benavidez used. Oh, come on, Jose! Don't do that to yourself, Jose. Don't do that to yourself, Jose. You should have left that out.
He said his knee gave out on him in the 7th round.
Hey, Jose, my boy, man.
Yeah,
that's why I'm gonna tell him don't do that to yourself, Jose. You should have left that out, man. That makes you look bad.
I got a point too. Here's another thing: is like with all this excuse making and different talk like that. Is like how do you win a fight if no matter what, if one guy loses, it's already a built-in excuse. Do you get what I'm saying? So basically, unless Jose Benavidez was the victor, then it was always going to be his leg was an excuse. How do you win fair and square if, all fighters have injuries and different things? Like Ward fought Kovalev and beat him. I talked to Ward. I talked to Dre. His knee was all tore up. Burger Hunter told you that he wasn't even doing no road work.
Excellent point.
He beat Kovalev.
Excellent
he didn't
point.
make no excuses. Deontay Wilder knocked out Chris Arreola with a broken hand. Lomachenko has beaten guys with a fractured hand. Gary Russell has beaten guys with a fractured hand. Accidents happen. Fighters, it's a combat, brutal sport. So the moment we start letting in one excuse, we got to let in all. It's just like Canelo failing the drug test and then Billy Joe Saunders. The taco excuse wasn't good enough for some people, but then Billy Joe Sanders' nasal spray excuse was good enough. It's like, what is the standard? That's why for me, like all this.
And what about this, Ego? What about this? We saw Floyd Mayweather have an injured hand so bad that he had to take a knee, but he didn't lose the fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And
how come we can come up with examples all day? Kovalev, Ward won. Ward didn't get no road work. Every fighter goes through trials. Buster Douglas, I said this on my channel earlier on the live stream. His mama died like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before he fought Mike Tyson to pull one of the greatest upsets in boxing history. His mom passed. It's not a physical ailment, but at the same time, bereavement, that's crazy. You're in training camp and something like that happens. And he pulled off an upset of everybody was afraid of Mike Tyson in the late 80s and 90s. No one thought he could be beat. Like, he was just, I'm ecstatic. I'm going to eat this. He was Tyson.
This another one. We know that Floyd Mayweather had to have shoulder surgery after the first Castillo fight.
Oh, you beat me to it. Why you beat me to it?
Everybody said,
why you beat me to it, Blue? I was waiting to make that point.
Oh, well, Floyd lost that first fight. Nobody talked about his shoulder.
Oh, my goodness.
But everybody, the first fight, he lost the first fight.
Hey,
what about his shoulder?
Hey, this is how you know we speak.
Not to mention Floyd rematches him Floyd rematched him 6 to 8 months later and beat him cleanly after he got
without any
injury.
Hey, this is how you know.
Let's see if Jose Benavidez rematches Crawford. See, this is the other thing, Doc. I got to just say this. This is the other thing. If Jose Benavidez rematches Crawford, they would be mad at that.
That's an excellent point. Excellent point. Yep. Like they did with Maidana. Like they did with Maidana.
Yeah, they said Maidana beat Floyd, but then got mad when Floyd fucked around and robbed the bank twice fighting the same dude.
Right.
Yep.
This is why they can't. Their lies don't hold up. These excuses don't hold up. If Crawford announced he's fighting Benavidez again, then they would be mad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can't have it both ways.
Fighting him again. He's not going to get recognition unless he fights Spence and all this.
Hey, but I want to go back. Man, I want to go back to what Blue just said. Just to add on to what everybody is saying right now. once again, this is how you know that what we are saying is the truth and it logically makes sense. We didn't script none of this. This is straight freestyle. And Blue just came up with the same point that I was waiting to counter, or not counter, but I was waiting to add on to what Ego said. This just shows you the racial double standards. If you're going to give Jose an excuse for his leg, then why are you giving Castillo any credit for a win in that first win or in that first fight when Castillo and when Floyd Mayweather said that his shoulder was injured? Why you guys are not giving Floyd Mayweather the benefit of the doubt like you giving Jose? Because this sport is based largely on race, and that's what it really comes down to.
Look at the comment section.
But it's proven that he could prove that he had injured shoulder. But they don't give him no credit. But then people will say, well, Manny Pacquiao had an injured shoulder. And he tells us he jumped in the ocean and healed his shoulder.
And not only that, but he lied about the shoulder, though.
Hey,
first he said he was injured before the fight. Then when he found out he was getting sued, he said, oh, I changed my mind. Actually, I was injured like, the 6th or the 5th round or something like that. Man, we could tear this down all day. We could tear this down all day.
There's someone in the comment section saying Maidana won and then he cashed out on the second fight. Please call in the show with that dumb logic. Jessica Cardenas. You say Maidana beat Floyd and then he got paid off. You see how it's always a conspiracy theory or something?
And,
you guys,
but don't even realize, but if it says something dumb like that, and don't even realize that if he would have won the second fight, he would have made even more money in whatever he fought in the coming fight after that.
But
if he could have beat him. Yeah. Hey, Dante, look, once again, we get blamed because y'all getting hit over the head with the triangle offense, Dante, Ego, and Blue. And then look at Jose Chavez.
I was about to read Jose Chavez. I was about to read Jose Chavez's comment. You notice, bro, those type of comments.
How we tackle it. So if the police respond to shots fired, they're the reason for the shooting.
Right. Ask once again.
How are we?
Think about
the police that got called to the scene, and then you blaming us because the shots rang out.
Hey, think about the logic. Thank you. Think about the logic in the question. Think about the logic in the question, guys. The guy asked the question, why does everything have to be about race? The question answers itself. You know what I'm saying? Why? Think about that's like calling up the news station and saying, why does almost every story have to be about crime? You know what I'm saying? Why? I mean, you know the answer to the question that you're asking, but that question is only usually coming from one race, though. It's only usually coming from one race or one demographic. So that lets you know that a person who asked that question, they feel guilty within themselves, because that question would never bother. Man, I've heard some of my Mexican friends or some other people talk about racism. I heard some of my Muslim, Middle Eastern friends talk about racism. It has never bothered me. When I see like Mexicans protest against Donald Trump, I've never got annoyed. Like, man, I don't want to see this. Why are they doing this? This bothers me. Why do you guys have to complain about this? I've never felt that way because I knew that what they were doing was right. So if you have a problem with it, just like we saying right now, and just like Ego just said, if you have a problem, and like I always say, if you have a problem with the people that are calling the police on the criminals, but you ain't got a problem with the criminals, you most likely are one of the criminals. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. It's a simple logic. It is a simple logic that you cannot debunk or refute. So yeah, man. Anyway,
Dante,
go ahead.
Hey, where's the number? There's people in the comment section. I need that smoke.
Jack, I was just getting ready to say, Ego, hot seat this motherfucker, man.
Yeah, and y'all make everything about race. It says Jessica says Ego is the most biased punk ever. Please call in the show.
Hey, call into the show. Call into the show.
And see, too.
Jackie C.
And this is another thing too. If we make everything about race and you don't want to hear about race, why are you watching the channel when there are hundreds of channels to watch? Why are you watching the channel in particular where everything is about race? Like, oh man, let me go ahead and watch my favorite channel that everything is about race. So why are you here watching it? You're not making any sense. That's like if you don't like hamburgers, but you go to hamburger stands every single day. How does that logically make sense? Somebody lying. Somebody lying and it ain't me. You know, so that's because you
Look,
guys know deep down that
Jackie
what we
C
speak is
said
the truth.
Y'all clowns is funny. Jackie C said y'all clowns is funny, but won't call in.
Yeah.
Ain't that
Hey,
funny?
hey, everybody.
They want that smoke with ego, but won't call in.
But won't call in because they know they will be exposed with the truth.
Yeah.
Because they know they'll be exposed with the truth. They know that they could just type whatever and they don't have to. They're not forced to respond. But they know we will most likely hit their ass with the truth. They don't like dealing with the truth. That's the truth is like kryptonite to decafs. You know what I mean? See, the thing is,
hey, Jackie C, call in. Jackie
call
C,
in.
see
Hey,
the number.
everybody in the comment section. Everybody in the comment section.
I'm calling in.
Tell Jack. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Jackie?
Jackie C said she calling.
She said she calling.
Please call in.
Put the area code. Put your area code in the comment section, and I'll take the call. But we are going to get because
He said he a dude.
Of course it's a dude. We all know it's a dude. It's a dude.
Oh, now he's saying he called in already. Nah, call back.
What's the area code?
Yeah.
What's the area code? Oh, he hung up already? He hung up already?
He said he called in.
What does he mean?
He spent more time saying he a guy than he is giving the area code.
Wait. What?
What's going on, Money?
Wait, what's the area code?
What's up, man?
What's going on? Hey, we got my man Money Pal just called in once again. For those of you guys who don't know, Money Pal, he's one of my regular panelists. And
no smoke. False alarm.
What's
no smoke?
Well, hey.
Jackie C, what's the area code?
What? Once again, guys, this is how you know. Hey, you notice it's supposed to be hey guys, you notice it's supposed to be the opposite. It's supposed to be the opposite to where they supposed to be trying their best to call in and we trying to avoid them. You feel me? But over here, it's the complete contrary. We dedicating our whole show waiting for this person to call in and they don't want to call in. Because like us
504.
504. Okay, here we go.
New Orleans or something.
Louisiana.
Okay, he just called in. Hey, thanks for calling in. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. Let's go ahead and get to it right now. Okay, we got AKA Jackie. What's going on, Jackie? Hey, wait. Hold on. I'm gonna call you. I know Jackie's not your name, but go ahead and give me your name and let me know where you calling from. First of all,
my name is Jackie, man. Jackie Robinson.
My
name's Jackie.
Oh, it is your name. Okay, and where you from? Jackie, where you from?
I'm from Cali, man.
Okay, from what city? From what city?
Long Beach.
Nah, you not from. You can't be repping my city on no decaf stuff, man. Come on, man. You can't be making.
Look, first of all, I'm not a decaf. I never said I didn't like race. Y'all talking about race. But I do want to call up and get that smoke from Eagle.
Oh, okay.
So Dante, I never said nothing about me not liking race or not. I love the channel, but I do want that smoke with Eagle.
Go ahead.
Some of the stuff he's been saying.
Go ahead.
Okay, what I've been saying.
I'll let you talk to Eagle.
First of all, Eagle, man. You know, I think if y'all gonna call out people, be specific. Y'all using terms like decaf and coincidental lists. Just say what it is at the end of the day. Be specific on who you talking about. And I feel like Eagle, you said Canelo was top 10 pound for pound and on a pound for pound list. And this dude on steroids. Like it's like y'all got a short term memory. How y'all giving him clout for shit and he's on steroids? He failed 2 drug tests. It's like y'all forgot that shit. Y'all don't even bring that shit up no more. This dude failed 2 drug tests, and he's still a great fighter.
I'm waiting for the smoke. Where's the smoke?
You said that he was pound for pound. You said that Canelo was pound for pound and failed 2 drug tests.
Hold on, Eagle, before you get to that. Let's
no, wait. No, Blue.
Eagle, your top 10 pound for pound.
Yeah, bruh.
Okay, I'm glad you asked me that. So I'm gonna ask y'all, stop me when I'm wrong. Can Canelo beat Jamal Charlo? Do you think he can beat Jamal Charlo?
No, I don't think he could beat him.
Yeah,
okay.
No, hold on.
Did he beat Lawler? Did Canelo beat Lawler?
Hold on, player. Hey, listen. What is your top 10? Because that's all subjective because they haven't fought.
Okay,
what is your top 10? That's the question.
I think
that's the question.
Great point.
I'm 10 fighters that I think have a better resume.
Okay, just jump into it. Jump right to it.
Don't go. Okay, I think Jamal Charlo, Gervonta Davis, Errol Spence, Leah Santa Cruz, Michelle Brissett, I think Badu Jack, Wilder, Hurd, Lomo, Crawford, and even Kellen Smith after he beat Grove. And I think this off the dome. I can keep going.
Hey, who you said? You said Caleb Smith?
after beating Grove, solidify himself. He had more clear wins than Canelo.
So
Canelo's best wins, he lost.
Okay,
His
does
best
Caleb
wins,
Smith?
He lost to Lara and he lost to Golovkin.
Does Caleb Smith have a better resume than Canelo?
Yes.
Okay, who?
Because Canelo lost to Trevor Lara. He lost to Trevor Lara. Did Canelo beat Lara? Did Canelo beat Lara?
Bruh,
Did Canelo beat Lara?
I'm talking about who he stepped in the ring with. Caleb Smith has a better resume than Canelo.
He beat George Groves convincingly.
George Groves lost to Badu Jack. George Groves lost to
Crawford
twice by knockout. What you talking about?
He's a great fighter,
bro.
So the steroids don't matter?
Bro, okay, so now you're trying to make it like I'm...
Well, I'm just saying. I'm saying you giving him
ego.
Who has Canelo definitively beat?
He didn't test positive for the but he didn't test positive for the rematch though. He tested positive before though.
Bro,
I mean,
listen, this is no offense. Badu Jack is my man, but you talk about who is he definitive beat? The Badu Jack don't even be getting the decision. He be getting draws and shit. So what you talking about?
It don't matter. They robbing him though. Badu Jack
no. Now you gonna say saying it don't matter. Badu Jack on his record, he has a draw to Lucian Bute. He has a draw to James McGill. He has a draw to Adonis Stevenson. What you talking about? You know. So now you saying it don't matter because how you feel. That's fine. I believe Badu Jack should have won some of them fights, but he didn't. They didn't give it to him. So the same way they gave it to Canelo, they didn't give it to Badu Jack. So where's the smoke he was talking about?
The smoke I'm talking about is how you forget that he failed 2 drug tests and you're still rating him pound for pound.
Is he on Vada? Is he doing year-round testing? On the 17th and the 20th of February.
Right, but
say that again. I couldn't hear the question.
But prior to that, but after that, he beat Triple G and didn't fail anything.
And
but he beat. Wait, no, that's subjective. Because first of all, a lot of people have DDG winning that fight.
Okay, so Badu Jack, you said Badu Jack is up there. His wins are subjective.
He was suspended for 6 months after failing 2 tests. I mean, he still got all the advantages of using steroids.
Bro, you said Badu Jack is on your list. He has subjective.
I think Badu Jack
Some people
has
thought
a better
Adonis
resume.
Okay.
And is a better fighter than Canelo.
Well, this is all.
Badu Jack have a better resume than Canelo Alvarez?
Yeah,
who did Canelo? All right, who did
Badu Jack beat?
Y'all not answering my question. Did Canelo beat Lara? Did he beat Lara?
Wait. Listen to what you're saying.
See?
You're giving Badu. Listen, bro.
Hey, bro.
You're giving Badu Jack credit for wins that you're making up in your head that he doesn't have on paper.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, you're saying, did he really beat Lara?
I'm asking
exactly.
I'm asking your opinion, though, Blue Blood. Did Canelo beat Lara in your opinion?
It doesn't matter. But on paper, he won.
Yeah, but see.
No, listen to what you're saying.
Let me say this.
Listen to what you're saying. So listen what I'm saying. Listen to what we're telling you, right? It was a close enough fight, right, that it could have went either way. So that means you have to give Canelo Alvarez respect for that even being
let me say this. Well, let me say this, Blue. Let me say this, Blue. I only give him credit for his win over Gennady Golovkin, me personally. You know what I mean? I think that's his biggest win.
Thank you.
Him dominating him. But that doesn't change the fact. But Canelo beating Gennady Golovkin is bigger than what a lot of other fighters have done. Like when it comes to like a Caleb Smith or something like that. Canelo's win is bigger. Canelo over Gennady Golovkin is bigger than those wins. So, I mean, we can't, even though, you're right, Charlo will probably beat Canelo, but we can't just throw him on the pound-for-pound list until he gets in there and he knocks him out.
Right.
He beats him, though.
And this is what I'm trying to say. You can't have Badu Jack in your top 10 off of 3 close fights that he didn't win.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
I just have him over Canelo.
I agree.
Okay, guys. That's what I'm saying. But how do you have him over Canelo when Canelo has a clear victories over people?
All right, Jackie. Jackie, I gotta get to another one, Jackie.
Hey,
Jackie.
Here's the other thing. Gervonta Tank, listen.
Hey, no doubt. Hey, good stuff, Jackie. Good stuff, Jackie. Take care, bro. Take care. All right, go ahead, E. Go ahead, E. Go ahead, E.
Listen, Gervonta Tank Davis, that's my guy. I think he has a lot of promise and potential. But if we're comparing resumes, you can't compare Canelo's accomplishments at a young age to Tank's current resume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Despite I see him having all the potential in the world.
Yeah,
I mean, Tank is the dude. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't have the star power yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
a name on his resume.
It's like saying right now, and I bet you there's a couple champions that Shakur Stevenson can beat right now, but you can't rank Shakur over them right now because he can beat them. That's not how the pound for pound list works.
Yeah.
It works off of accomplishments. It works off of accomplishments.
But you
you see how he called on Raw and said he wanted smoke, but then his point wasn't even consistent.
Of course.
He started giving Badu Jack, and then he started backing off the block.
Yeah.
He gave Badu Jack, that's my guy. He gave Badu Jack credit, and on paper he didn't win. But then he's taking away credit for Canelo. And as far as Canelo being on drugs and stuff, I've never said that of course I'm an advocate for a clean sport. He's trying to make it like I like drug addicts.
Yeah. He was.
You know what I'm saying?
He was kind of.
Like I'm promoting a dirty sport.
But even with the failed test, right? That was all in one fight. It's not like this happened in he failed the test versus Triple G and he failed the test versus Lara. Like, that's not the case.
Yeah, he was kind of all. I mean, I appreciate him calling. I appreciate him calling in, but he was all over the place. I'm thinking he had some kind of bloody glove or some kind of smoking gun or something like that. Then he started, going all over the place with subjective stuff.
See, listen
I was getting ready to ask him, Dante.
What's
Dante
up?
said Canelo's best win was Triple G, right? Did you not say that, Dante?
Yeah.
You said his best win was Triple G.
Uh-huh.
That's the fight he definitively, because all eyes were on him, passed the drug test. Remember?
Yeah.
People were saying, "Oh, Canelo looking skinny.
Yeah.
Canelo off the meat."
Yeah.
And so that one win is the one where he was VADA tested up the ass because he just failed a drug test. And in your opinion, you just said you gave him the most credit for that win.
Yep.
So what are we talking about?
Absolutely.
But then he said
his most impressive win has been against one where he passed his VADA test.
Right, but then he tried to discredit him, saying that win was subjective. Your opinion. So you can't say that.
Yeah. Hey, let me just say this real quick.
I was getting ready to ask him, where do you rank Shane Mosley? Because we know Shane Mosley popped.
Yeah.
So you can't. Shane Mosley is not a great no more because he popped dirty.
Yeah. No, you can't base it like that. Hey, but let me just say this, man, for everybody just tuning in once again, man, we got the panel thick up in here. Boxing Ego, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, man, show that love. I want everybody to hit the like button, man, and show that love, man. Show your support. Say what's up.
Those roosters is killing me.
Yeah. What do you say? What's up?
Yeah, Dante. Those roosters is killing me.
You can hear. Hey, they want to get they getting shots out. They want to get shots out.
You can see a couple in the back.
Yeah, you can see them in the back. Hey, the last show.
I thought he was playing a sound effect.
No, you'll see him. You'll see him running behind me.
I really did. I thought like when
it's
I thought when someone would say something that was his like.
Hey,
like his Price is Right music.
That's so funny.
Hey, bro, really
it's 8:52. It's 8:52 in the morning. It's 8:52. It's 8:52 Monday morning out here in Thailand, and the Roosters, they getting it in. They getting it in. Last time I did the show, one of the Roosters kind of ran up. It looked like he stared right at the camera, and he just said, he did it loud as hell, boy. Yeah, man. But it's going down over here.
And you know what the cold. This is the cold part about what we do, guys. Is the dude's list was solid. Like, he had solid names. Like, I could float with his list. Like, he had good names on his list and stuff like that. But he mad over one fighter's placement. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I'm not. I never even said Canelo beats Charlo.
Mm-hmm.
But he making it like I'm. There's bigger enemies out here than one disagreement on one fighter's placement. Trust that.
Yeah.
Like, I want Charlo to get his opportunity versus Triple G. I want him to get an opportunity versus Canelo. He making it like we was on some totally different team. Yeah, I want to smoke with Ego. Like he's saying something. He's really the only thing he's
hold on.
was Canelo.
Box Tom 8848 said Floyd popped dirty too. Man, where they get this stuff from?
When did Floyd test positive for something? When did Floyd Mayweather test positive for something? Yeah.
You know what he tested positive for? Wins and money.
Yeah. Well, let him call in. Let him call in. I want you to call in and tell us what Floyd Mayweather test. Call in and tell us what Floyd Mayweather test positive for. I want you guys to call in and tell us what he tests positive for. Yeah, but anyway, like I said, and that's another thing. They don't like when we bring up race. This is so hypocritical. They don't a certain demographic of fans, according to them, they don't like when we bring up race, and they don't like when we bring up Floyd Mayweather's name. But notice, whenever we are talking about any type of comparison, whose name do they always bring up? We could be talking about Canelo. We could be talking about Leo Santa Cruz. We could be talking about Mikey Garcia, Golovkin. Whose name do they always compare him to? They compare him to Floyd Mayweather's name. And then as soon as we criticize Gennady Golovkin, what is the first thing they bring up? They bring up race. You black bastards, you just love black fighters and you're racist and you're this and you're that. But they claim they don't like to hear about race. They claim, and you notice whenever a black person is called a racist, you notice never does one single person respond to him and say, hey man, why you got to make this about race? How come you can't just keep this about boxing? Why are you playing the race card? Why are you race baiting? If you bring up race, that's going to make, turn this whole conversation into a race conversation. You notice they don't say that because realistically, they want the racism to continue. They just want to feel comfortable with being a racist towards black people. They don't want it to feel like it's racism when you say something towards a black person. They only want it to be looked at as racist if you're criticizing Gennady Golovkin or criticizing Canelo. We criticize Sean Porter, Anthony Joshua, Dillian White all day, but they don't care about that because those are black people. They're expendable to them. But let us say something about Canelo that's not even as harsh as what we said about Anthony Joshua. And next thing you know, they going all in with all type of, quote unquote, playing the race card. We know what time it is. It's too easy to dissect this shit, man.
And it's funny. The funny thing is they say stuff so confidently like it's fact, and then you say, prove it. Show us, show the receipt, call in, and then they don't. The dude said, Floyd Mayweather tested positive, still ain't called in. And then it's going to be something. Yeah, Floyd tested positive for domestic violence or something stupid. Yeah. It's not going to be nothing. It was domestic violence. He tested positive for. Ha ha. What are you talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
We show you. We support why we're saying what we're saying.
Orlando.
We're telling you why Crawford beat Benavidez, and there should be no excuses.
And my man Orlando, once again, like I said, these comments are only coming from one particular race, one particular demographic. That's how you know that these people in particular, they feel uncomfortable. This dude Orlando, he said you created environment to talk about race, boxing channel, shaking my head. So once again, you got Orlando, you got 100 channels to watch. Why would you be watching a channel that is dedicated to talking about race? That means you're supporting the cause, right? But you know what? Because you wouldn't be here.
But you know what's so funny about this whole situation?
Huh?
You know what's so funny about this whole situation? If you go to a fight, right? If you go to a fight and it's, the guy's from Ireland or he's from Mexico, all you see is their flags, their colors. Right? That's race.
Yeah, that's race. Nationality,
that's
race.
All you're doing. You're representing your country. You represent your race. That's all you're doing.
Yep.
Right?
And
just like
Dante, I'm going to piggyback off Blue. I was at Crawford-Benavidez. I interviewed with Benavidez. He interviewed with a couple media. The video's on my page. Go watch it. I'm feet away from Benavidez after he lost to Crawford. He says, they said, any last message to your fans? He said, yeah. I want to thank you. I want to give a thank you to all the Mexicans. That was the first words out of his mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So how is this not about race?
Nobody have a problem with that.
So how is this not about race?
I want to thank all the Mexicans for the supporting me, and then he said to all the fans. So that was his first statement.
And you know what's crazy about that?
I want to thank all the Mexicans, and then I want to thank the fans like that just came out and supported me. But let you support Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, and be a black man in America.
And let me say this real quick, Blue.
Hear what you have to do.
But you know what's so crazy about that? Have you seen Terence Crawford say after the fight, Errol Spence, Floyd Mayweather, say after the fight, "Oh, I want to thank all the black fans that came out and supported me"?
The black channel? Nah, you haven't heard it.
We've never heard that.
I'm sorry.
Ever.
Yeah. And see, and let me just hold on. Let me see. My man said,
Man, I can't even see the.
Hold on. Let me say something real quick.
I can't even go see the Black Panther movie without.
Okay. Man, see, this is.
I go see T'Challa.
Hey,
they're like, oh, he's racist.
This is so funny.
To the Black Panther show.
This is so funny. This is so funny, dog. Hey, and shout out to my man Jose. Shout out to
likes black superheroes.
But you know what's so crazy about this? You know what this dude told me at my job, right? A surgeon at the job. A surgeon. I'm getting ready to leave on Friday. He goes, when the movie Black Panther was coming out, "Oh, you're leaving early? I know where you're going." Right? I didn't even put two and two together. So I turned around and said, no. I said, wait, what are you talking about? His name's Chris, man, because I put his name on blast. So this dude said, "Oh, yeah, I know you're going to see the Black Panther movie. That's why you're leaving early." I said, "Dude, how you know what I'm doing today?"
Yeah, see, that's and
bro,
automatically.
That's
what I'm saying. Say Terence Crawford's a good fighter. They act like you. Malcolm X, Huey Newton,
but the thing,
Shakur,
but the funny, and they try to make it seem like
and
only
they don't prove you wrong. They don't say how Crawford is a bad fighter,
and
that's the worst part about it. They make it a black thing, but Crawford is just a skilled fighter. He could be blurple, white, green. He's a good fighter.
And the funny thing is they make it seem like only black people went to watch Black Panther when we know that movie did better. That was the most watched Marvel movie ever, wasn't it? It broke all kind of records in history.
It was one of the most,
and
it was one of the most watched movies.
Period. So it's
Dante,
more.
I was in Omaha. There's another misconception we can clear right here and now. I was in Omaha for the billionth time. I've covered a lot of Crawford fights out there, and this was the most lit it's been. His crowd came out, but there's a misconception that blacks don't support. Blacks are broke or, I don't know, don't have money or won't support their own. There were a lot of fans in general from Nebraska. Warren Buffett was there, but there were a lot of black fans too, you know. And there's, like I said, people act like black fighters have no market.
And once again, and on top, just to add on to that, Blue,
I went out to that fight. It was lit.
And Blue could shut down that notion because Blue, you out there.
Fight in Brooklyn.
There you go.
From Brooklyn,
there
when
you go.
Fight in Brooklyn,
there you go.
Everybody's out.
There you go. Like I told
the crowd.
Like I told you guys, on the West Coast, you know, you have a large Mexican fan base. On the East Coast, you have a large black fan base. That's why it's good that they finally made what's the name of the arena? Goddamn, I'm tripping right now. Barclay? That's why they finally made the Barclay Center, you know, the new mecca of boxing, and that really, really helped, you know, broaden the sport of boxing, bringing more fans, you know, of different ethnicities to the sport. One more thing I wanted to say real quick before I forget. We've been talking about so much, and this is what I like when we have so much to talk about. You notice, going back to what Ego said that Jose Benavidez said, and once again, there is nothing wrong with supporting your people. But fans cannot be hypocrites and you know, say accuse black people of, you know, liking black fighters, like, you know, like something wrong with you for liking a black American fighter or something like that. But when Jose Benavidez, when he says we're gonna do this for the Mexican people, I thank my Mexican people, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like Jose and David. They came on my show. They came to my studio and they said we're going for Canelo because he's Mexican. You notice. Do you guys think any Mexican fans ever walk up to them and say, "Hey guys, I really support you and follow you, but can you please stop making everything you say about race? Can you just, you know, Can you just thank everyone and not make this about race? Not, you know, just separate everyone." You think these same fans that say that to us say that to them? Of course they don't, because they don't give a damn about what black people are going through, because these are some of the antagonists themselves actually saying this stuff in the comment section. Hey, let's bring
Dante.
Go ahead, E.
Dante, real quick. That Jose Benavidez clip that I filmed is in your comment section, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, it won't let me post it. I tried to post it.
Okay, the moderators can go ahead and here. I'll go ahead. And
Okay, it's at the 5 minute mark. That's where he said, "I want to thank you to all the supporters, all the Mexicans, all the Hispanics." That's literally what he said. I just posted in the comments.
If I could find it,
5 minute mark.
I'm looking for it right now.
But it's such a telltale sign that this is just how much people look at us and how little they think of us. That if we remotely say, oh, thank you for all the black fans that came out to support me, it's like, oh, this guy is so ungrateful.
Well, like
but you could get Manny Pacquiao and Filipinos come in drones. You could get Ricky Hatton come here, and the UK fans they come in drones. You know, Ireland. But at the Floyd Mayweather fight when he fought Conor McGregor's not even a boxer, and all you saw was Ireland flags.
Yeah.
They didn't even fight in New York.
Yeah.
And there was people just running around at bars with Ireland flags. But let Terence Crawford or let Floyd Mayweather have fought Canelo Alvarez, and we was running around with African flags.
You know, they got
people would tell us to go back to Africa, and it's just insane, man. It's insane.
Blue, you know, Beyonce, she performed at the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and she had all black, and they said she looked like a Black Panther, and they were mad. They were mad at her for dressing like a Black Panther at the Super Bowl show. They're mad at a biracial Colin Kaepernick for taking a knee. You know, I'm burning my Nike, just some bullshit. But, you know, black people know not to even say, like, I want to thank all the black that supported my fight, you know? But any other race could do it. Mexican headbands, Argentine flags draped around their body, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, Julio says
a black
sharp
flag
ass
with a black fist on it, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah. It's not about race.
Julio says a sharp ass has said it. Canelo has said it. I don't think much of it.
If you
but
only
you don't hear us.
But money. It's look at this. Look how crazy this is.
Yeah.
It's so praised. We are so hated for it, but it's so praised that the two Mexican holidays are traditional boxing
holidays.
Days.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if Malcolm X's birthday and Martin Luther King's birthday were the biggest boxing event days?
Black History Month.
Hey, let's take it.
Month what's the other one in Texas?
You got Independence Day and you got Cinco de Mayo.
Independence
Day and Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. Right. No, I'm saying the Juneteenth. Could you imagine if Juneteenth and Black History Day, Black History Month was the target date for Floyd Mayweather? It would be like, why you got to fight on those dates?
Hey, let's go ahead and take it. Let's go ahead and take it even further. Imagine if Mexico was modern day United States of America. Imagine if the roles were completely reversed, where we were all blacks, whites, Asians, were all migrating over to Mexico because it's a better way of living, et cetera, et cetera. So we all migrate over there. We all like first, second, third generation Americans that migrated. Everything is reversed. Imagine this, right? And in the boxing world, so, you know, the Floyd Mayweathers, the Andre Wards, and these type of fighters, they're Mexicans. Right? They're Mexicans straight from Mexico. They didn't migrate. They're all Mexican, right? Now, imagine if all of the first, second, third generation, you know, that moved over to the country that now call themselves Mexican citizens. Imagine if all the blacks, the whites, the Asians were rooting against the all Mexicans, and we were calling the Mexican reporters and all of them biased for praising the all Mexican fighter, Floyd Gonzalez, Andre Chavez, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we're saying, oh, look, they just like those Mexican fighters. Look at them. They just like them. They're so biased. We over here, we all Mexican citizens, and we shitting on the Mexican reporters because they're praising the Mexican fighters. And we're saying, but yet it's okay for us to praise, you know, fighters back in our own countries, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Do you guys see how that sounds? Can you imagine how that would look?
Bro, Dante, you have someone in your content section that's named Michael Latino. That's his username. And he just said that all Latino fighters are better than Muhammad Ali, including Mikey Garcia, because he's undefeated. So that proves my point. So his name is Michael Latino, and he said all Latinos are better than Muhammad Ali. See,
Okay.
this is clearly
and
an issue.
and
where
you Lee,
they feel small, like the man fans and the racists. They feel small and they feel threatened because you know it just goes to show you just by that comment.
it's not, and once again,
you guys shouldn't make it about race. Don't make it about race. This is what.
But
they
his
say,
name Michael
right?
Latino.
Yeah, but his name is once
listen
again.
To this. Don't make it. Well, it's about boxing. It's not. It's only about boxing. It shouldn't be about race when we talk about black fighters because they cater to race. They have a whole ESPN Deportes is catered to the Latino race.
Absolutely.
They show up at these fights just like we do as media members.
Make it all about race. Make it all about race. I mean,
right?
What?
It's all about race.
I mean,
they don't have. Can you? I wish somebody could show us a black media member that worked for ESPN Deportes. Show me a black reporter that worked for ESPN Deportes.
Check this out. No. We're going to hurt some feelings tonight, Dante. Check this out.
Already done.
I noticed, too, when the threat, when it's two black fighters, it doesn't matter because, like you said, it's expendable. You hear Daniel Jacobs versus Jamal Charlo, and everybody across the board, including black fans, are like, oh, that's a good fight. It's a great fight. The WBC orders Gennady Triple G Golovkin, an Eastern European fighter from Kazakhstan, to fight Jamal Charlo. Bullshit! Why should he fight Charlo? But Charlo and Daniel Jacobs is an awesome fight. You know?
Yeah, that's another good point.
But nobody said
Charlo. That's an awesome fight.
Yeah.
But then Triple G or Canelo to fight Charlo. Fuck no! What has he done? He doesn't sell.
What has he
Why
done?
should Charlo get an opportunity? No.
And
even Abel Sanchez. Remember, Abel Sanchez said. Abel Sanchez said, "Oh well,
bro. How can Charlo fight against Jacobs? How can Charlo fight against Jacobs? He can fight against Boo Boo, and those are all great fights. But when it comes to Canelo and Triple G, it's a horrible fight.
Yeah,
and
we they don't earn
Ego. Remember that even Abel Sanchez said, "What has Charlo done to deserve a fight against Triple G?" But then he said it would be a great fight for Charlo to face Danny Jacobs.
That's what they do.
But
yeah.
Abel Sanchez also said black fighters fight in an unpleasing style.
Yeah.
And hold on. Abel Sanchez said black fighters fight in an unpleasing style, therefore they don't sell. Yet Terence Crawford was just the aggressor last week, and I was there live.
Well, Errol Spence, Deontay Wilder,
Mexican American fight.
But Ego, I mean, I interviewed him.
Just look at the last fight. Let's look at the very last fight. Why was Crawford taking more penitentiary chances and more aggressive than the Mexican American fighter who was taller, bigger, and was looking to counterpunch and didn't let his hands go as much?
But Ego,
Crawford in the 12th round should be getting praised. Hold on, one thing, Dante. Crawford should be getting praised because in the 12th round, he could have ran, which they said they hate, all these runners.
Yeah.
But he was looking for the knockout even in the 12th round.
Yeah.
And he could have easily coasted it.
Put
it in cruise control. He was
like Oscar De La Hoya did against Trinidad. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he was still looking to knock the boy out just like he did with Victor Postal. And I know you know, Dante, because we was at that fight together with Victor Postal and Crawford. And he did the same thing, took chances in the 12th round that he didn't have in the fight he had sewed up.
Yeah.
I would have to ask
listen.
Abel Sanchez, what is boring about Jamal Charlo? I would like for him to give me specific.
I already
what exactly is boring about Jamal Charlo with him flattening most of his opponents very early?
Yeah.
What's boring about him? It's boring about him beating on his fighter. That's what it is.
That's what's boring.
There you go.
What about Swift Jared Hurd?
Nothing.
Swift Jared Hurd versus Londa.
Yeah.
He made Lotta fight in a way that Canelo didn't even make Lotta fight. He made Lotta buckle down and fight in the trenches. Canelo couldn't even do that. You know, he was Lotta.
We could go even further, right? The sanction bodies. We see the WBC. They cater to Mexican fighters. When have you seen the WBC? When Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, they made a special belt, right? But when Canelo fought Triple G, they made a Mexican belt. When have they made Floyd Mayweather was the A side? Why didn't they make an African belt?
Something.
No.
Hey, let's. Great point. Hey,
they made a special Mexican style belt.
Let me go ahead.
Dante, look at your comment section. Robert Rowland says Edeslandi Lara is boring and Devin Haney is boring. So Lara just fought in one of the Fight of the Year candidates with Jared Hurd, but they still use the same rhetoric. Like when Ward was inactive, and then he came back, and they said he was inactive Ward. Why are you still calling Lada boring, and he's in?
And he's still, even when he was in an action-packed fight. And if that's the case, why aren't you giving? So why
knocked out?
Yeah, but I'm going on top. Listen, on top of that, even if that were true, which we know it's not true, we just debunk right now. Why you not giving Errol Spence, Deontay Wilder, and Terence Crawford the credit that they deserve then? You know what I mean? So you gonna go ahead and act like you don't see none of these knockouts, and you just gonna bring up Lara? Why would you bring up Lara when you got Errol Spence, you got Jamal, you got the Charlo brothers, you got Deontay Wilder, you got Anthony Joshua, you got Hurd, you got all of these fighters? Why did you just mention Lara, even though Ego just debunked? Lara just came up. He just had an exciting fight. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, man. It's too easy to debunk. And
Dante,
if that's the case,
why don't they call in?
Yeah. We begging these cats to call in.
No, Doris.
We begging these cats to call in, and they won't do it.
It says do whatever you want with your channel, but you should show love to everyone, man. That's all. Stop that ego and that race thing.
Right.
Period.
So have you?
Right.
I'm
glad he said that, and I'm glad he said that.
So,
right? So why don't he campaign? Why don't he campaign for the sanction bodies and these ESPN Deportes? Why don't you campaign for them to spread love? Because you don't see ESPN Deportes as fights that's not a Latino involved in it. So why don't they just spread love? Because it's the sport of boxing in a whole.
But
so why don't they show up for all boxers?
But and why don't
look at Golden Boy? Name a black fighter who's winning over on Golden Boy. I mean, if y'all really want to
crickets and frogs, man, crickets and frogs.
Yeah, name a fighter that's relevant and doing well and making Canelo just under Canelo paychecks with Golden Boy.
Hey,
right.
What?
Name one black fighter with Golden Boy now, not years ago with Heyman. Right now, that Oscar keeps petitioning and saying that Wilder and Errol Spence and all these guys should come fight with him and he'll make them superstars. So you tell me what the black superstar is over at Golden Boy. Ryan Garcia?
Not doing.
And
Canelo, David Lemieux, Mauricio Herrera, like who? So what y'all talking about?
Hey,
Call in.
And you notice when they say stuff like that, it's vague. You notice how whenever we make an example, we give you side-by-side comparisons. Once again, we got it on camera. We showing you the actual evidence. This person, he just said, show everybody love. Okay, so explain. Explain. Tell us who we didn't show love to that you feel should have got more credit than they deserve. You know what I'm saying? That they didn't get the credit that they actually deserve. You name the fighters. And matter of fact, compare. Because right now we can easily make side comparisons. ESPN said that Gennady Golovkin was top 25, the greatest fighter of all time. That's equivalent to me saying James Kirkland is way greater than Canelo Alvarez. You don't never hear us say nothing like that. You don't never hear us say nothing like that.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So once again, I want you to call in, because if you don't call in and you just talk from the comment section, then all you're admitting is, God damn it, them bastards, they're saying the truth. I just wish, it was something that was in accord to what I believed in or what I was talking about. But you can't argue emotions with facts and logic, guys. You can't do it. I'm going to take a call in a minute.
Saying Golden Boy's black fighter is Bernard Hopkins.
That's about it. That's about it. That's about it.
That's like
we're gonna take a call in a minute, guys. We're gonna take a call in a minute. Go ahead.
Someone from 100+ years ago, if you know what I mean.
That's like
it's like
that's your token, man.
Yeah.
No.
Hey,
that's like me saying name a Mayweather's promotion fighter is black. You're Leonard Ellerby.
Yeah. Oh well, they've been funny. They've been funny. They were being sarcastic. They've been funny. They know. Well, let me go ahead and introduce some of the members in the super chat section, man. Some of these DBN Army generals. I appreciate y'all showing that love, man. My man Ricky Williams always showing that love. He said truth tellers, #new media. Shout out to one of my members of that tank. Inside that tank, Wesley Snipes. I appreciate the donation, fam. He said, if you're asking why is everything about race, you and your family must haven't lived in America for the last 500 years. Excellent point. Curtis Anderson. Appreciate the donation, family. He said, peace, DBN, Ego, and my brother Blue Blood. All right, family. And Wesley Snipes just showed some more love. I appreciate that. Jose, my man Jose, he said, Dante, much love. Your channel prop What did he say? He said, your channel on probably the best on YouTube, factual and interesting topics all the time. I appreciate that, Jose. All love in the world, man. Hey, let's go ahead, guys, and take a call. I appreciate y'all waiting on hold, man. Let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, I know who this is right here. This is my man 323 from LA to Las Vegas, right? What's up, Reggie?
Yes, sir, man. What's happening, man? What's happening, Money Powell, Ego, Blue Blood, Dante?
All day.
What's happening, man? What's going on?
What's good with your family?
Man, everything, y'all. I want to call in and rant about the criticism everybody been giving about the fight over weekend, but y'all hit everything on point, man, and I got to salute y'all for that because the criticism was very idiotic. But before I even go into that, on the topic.
Hello?
Hey, Reg, you still there?
Reg.
Reg, where are you, man?
Okay, hey, we're going to get to another one. Hey, just he's still on the line, but something is wrong, but we're going to take another call.
Oh, okay.
Just Reg could jump in later on. Okay, we're going to go to another call. We got
bounce back.
We got 347. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
David from Brooklyn, New York. How you guys doing tonight?
What's going on, David?
It's Brooklyn in the house.
What's happening?
What's on your mind, family?
Chilling, man. Chilling. So yeah, I mean, just two quick things before I get into it. I think ESPN actually put Triple G in the top 25 middleweights of all time. They didn't put him in
no. Before that.
No, it was fighters.
Yeah, they had two reports. The first report was about a year ago, maybe a year or 2 years ago, where they put because I did a video on it when it first came out. They put Golovkin and they put Chocolatito. Before Chocolatito moved up in weight and got knocked out, they put him and Golovkin in the top 25 greatest fighters of all time in the last 25 years. And then more recently, they put him at number 2. They put him at number 2 behind Bernard Hopkins.
I know because he beat. The reason I know it's true is because he beat guys like Winky Wright and not just middleweights. He was ahead of Wilfred Benitez and like just people even in smaller weight classes.
Oh, trust me, family. We studied it. We reported. We're reporters, bro. Trust me. We study all of this kind of stuff before we report it and drop it, man. So, but go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Just making sure. That's all. Another thing I want to just touch on real quick too is. I mean, it was like allegedly that Floyd did like kind of fail a test because remember, like after the Pacquiao weigh-in with the IV things or whatever, and they were saying like they gave him like too much IV, like you're only supposed to take up like a certain amount. So it kind of looked like he was like trying to dilute something.
He didn't fail, but he didn't fail a test though. He didn't fail a test. He didn't test positive for anything. And
I'm not.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Saying that's probably what the guy from the story was saying. That's probably from the guy from the comments.
But that's not what he said though. You can't speak for him.
Performance-enhancing drug.
You can't speak for him because when you say somebody tested positive, when you say somebody tested positive and they failed a test, it is a difference. It is a difference having water in your IV and testing positive for a banned substance. Those are two different things. So I'm just saying, and I want to say for the record, I knew the way you started your name. When I asked you your name and everything, I knew you was gonna have something to say and disagreeing with what we had to say. But that's cool though, brother. Don't worry, man. This is boxing talk, so none of it is personal.
You got to look at it. We were talking about performance-enhancing drugs. I've been hospitalized before. I'm sure a lot of you guys have. The hospital actually gave me fluids through an IV. They've never given me steroids or PEDs. Like, here, take some clenbuterol, you'll feel better. So,
and furthermore, IV is just it ain't nothing but salt water.
Go ahead.
He's a Blue works with the hospital. Tell him what you do, Blue.
Yeah, I'm a surgical tech, man. So
exactly.
IV is nothing but salt water, man.
That's all I mean, I just kind of. I mean,
but you also said something about diluting it. You know what I'm saying? Most people.
Oh no, I definitely did say.
Do you think?
Say that,
well, let me.
Most people just to give you a little bit of insight. Most people use diuretics, which make you use the bathroom and which make you pee. stuff like that,
Flush out
diuretics
the
to flush your system. They don't use salt water like saline solution and fluid.
All that do
So
is
whoever
rehydrate
told you that, that's what we're trying to help all the boxing fans. You know, most people use diuretics like pills. Those are what mask and dilute because it causes you to pee a lot or use the bathroom, and it gets you out of your system. You know, not like regular fluid hydration.
Do you?
Gotcha. I mean, definitely appreciate you guys. Give me some info.
Anything else on your mind, family?
Right,
Anything else on your mind?
Yeah, the main thing that I really called up tonight is because, Dante, I got a major problem with you, man.
Go ahead.
I got a major problem.
Go ahead.
The video you made, the video you made about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago about when, WBC mandated that, Triple G fight Charlo and whatever. Cool, great. It was really annoying to me, the video you made, because you was pretty much just making it seem like go out, like Triple G would never want to fight him. Like nothing to do with like politics, nothing like that. Like you.
When has he ever shown that he wanted to fight him?
No,
kill him.
Wait. But listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, sure.
he made it seem like Triple G is scared of Charlo. Like that's exactly how he made it. You guys are killing me with that one.
Well, let me respond to you. Let me respond to you, bro. Let me respond to you. Okay, so right now, Golovkin is being ordered to fight Charlo, right? Before he was ordered to fight Charlo to get Canelo, Charlo was his mandatory. Charlo was his mandatory for 2 years, right? Now, I don't want you to give me a guess. I don't want you to guess and tell me what your opinion is. I want you to tell me from a report or something. Okay. Why is it when Dominic Wade was his mandatory, when Willie Monroe was his mandatory, he fought them immediately? Why is it now when it comes to Charlo being his mandatory, instead he fights Vanes Martirosyan when he could have fought Charlo? He could have fought Darren Yevchenko, who was his mandatory. Instead, he fought Vanes Martirosyan, who wasn't a middleweight, who wasn't even ranked at middleweight. And then now after he fights Canelo Alvarez, because we were asking why he didn't fight Charlo then. So then people said, hey, let him fight Canelo. He'll fight him later. Let him fight Canelo now. So now he's already fought Canelo. So now the WBC they says, hold up, Golovkin. If you want to fight Canelo again, you have to fight Charlo. So once again, my question is, why hasn't he fought him the way? Why didn't he jump to fight him like he jumped to fight Dominic Wade and Monroe?
I mean, well, first off, he already had 2 fights this year. I mean, obviously, he doesn't fight more than 2 times a year anymore. He used to fight a lot more than that, but he doesn't fight more than that. I mean, he had a real tough fight with Canelo. And, just like your trainer said, he wants to take the rest of the year off, relax, and then, get ready for next year. So I completely expect Triple G to end up responding to that WBC mandate, and I don't think he'll have a problem at all with the Charlo fight. I mean, it's one thing if you guys want to say, hey, Charlo.
Can I ask you a question?
I gotta jump in. Let
me ask you one question, Blue. Let me get this.
Double Dutch. It's double Dutch, y'all. Double Dutch.
What did Dominic Wade or Willie Monroe do to deserve a shot at fighting Triple G?
I don't think they deserve the shot. Like I'm not
right. So,
saying
but you heard Abel Sanchez say that they got the shot though, right? They got the fight, right? But Abel Sanchez came out and said that Jamal Charlo doesn't deserve a shot because he didn't do anything to get the shot to deserve it.
Yeah, but my position and Abel's position is 2 different things. Like when you put it from that standpoint,
but who has more of an impact? You or Abel?
Yeah, because you're not promoting, or you're not in the camp though, so you can't say your position is different than theirs. We have to know what Abel Sanchez, what Tom Loeffler, and what Golovkin are thinking. We can't go off of what you thinking. We got to go off of why they're not taking the fight.
Okay, but if. All right, but a trainer, a promoter, and a fighter, they can all have different agendas on how they want their own careers to go. For example, with Oscar didn't want Canelo to fight Lara so early. He wanted him to wait on that fight. Canelo wanted to jump in and take that fight.
Yep.
There's a ton of fighters that usually want a fight, but a promoter or When somebody else.
Okay, but then you're answering your own question.
You're answering your own question because he's too tough. Because you're saying he's too tough.
Canelo stepped up to the plate, right? You're saying Canelo then stepped up to the plate. So then you have to say, then why is Triple G not stepping up to the plate?
Why isn't he going against the grain?
Man, too. I gotta get a piece of this action.
Go ahead.
Okay, but
so you said
let Ego talk real quick, bro. Go ahead, E.
He said before you get a piece of the action.
I need a pee, Blue. I need a pee, Blue. All right. You said that he fought Triple G, being he, 2 times this year. What were those 2 fights?
What do you mean?
Who did he fight?
No.
Who did he fight this year?
No, I'm just a simple
Who did he fight this year? Who did he fight this year?
Who did he fight?
He fought Canelo and he fought Martirosyan.
Okay. So, yeah, he fought 2 times a year. 1 fight could have definitely been better in the Vanes Martirosyan fight. 2,
Absolutely.
You said different things, camps and trainers, and these things have different agendas. Name someone on Triple G's team that has showed a high level of interest in fighting Charlo. Because Dante did an interview with Abel Sanchez, and he was like, no, Charlo said a mean thing first. He called him Little G, so why should we fight him? Right? So
he needs to learn how to behave.
Indicators and foreshadow a little bit. And the other thing you said that, oh yeah, Canelo wanted to fight Lara and De La Hoya didn't want him to. So we have to wait for Triple G. Charlo has already taken to his Instagram and posted a side-by-side picture of him and Triple G. I have an interview with Charlo, and he's like, yeah, bring on Triple G. After Charlo knocked out Hugo Centeno Jr., he said, yeah, where them little G's at, right? When have we seen Golovkin do any of this? Take to social media. I was at the Vanes Martirosyan fight with Triple G, and he said, hey, no, guys, I'm ready for everybody. That's what he said. Max Hellman was like, what about Charlo? He was like, everybody, anybody. When have you seen Triple G call him out? Like, what are we waiting for? He even if he's not fighting him this year, he could be like, oh yeah, the WBC want that fight, let's work.
Okay, but
why is it like, what are we waiting for? Charlo already responded to the WBC order.
Although all your points are valid,
very valid.
I think personally that, well, not even what I think, but from what I've seen from Triple G, the only people that he's actually called out is Canelo and the other champion. Those are people that
everybody that's smaller than him, right?
No, but that has nothing to do with anything. He called out the other.
What do you mean it has nothing to do with it? He's a full-blown middleweight. He's been calling Canelo out since. He's a full-blown middleweight, right?
But wait a second. He called out Canelo. All right, Canelo's a smaller guy, cool. But he's also called out the other champions at the weight class. When has he ever called out somebody that's not a champion? He's not to fight Billy Joe Saunders. Am I not?
Okay, if he was running the risk of losing his IBF belt, which he eventually did, he got stripped of that, right? Why didn't he just fight Derevchenko instead of Vanes Martirosyan
to keep his belts? To keep his belts,
layoff, right? And keep his belt. Why? And then, like, okay, you want the money fight with Canelo? You knew he's going to be able to come back by the second Mexican date. Why didn't you fight Derevchenko so it would be the fight like the first fight where you get to keep your belt? Why didn't you fight Derevchenko? You have to ask yourself these questions. You said he's calling out the top guys. He had an opportunity, even when Canelo failed a drug test, to fight a ranked top guy that he was being ordered to fight. He wanted to save the Mexican date. It would have been a better Cinco de Mayo fight. So why did he elect to fight Vanes Martirosyan? Your turn.
It's a really simple answer to me. Anyways, obviously you take the fight that's not as difficult because you expect Canelo to, be clear.
Difficult is the key word, bro. Difficult is the key word. Difficult. That's the key word. You said.
So that's not cherry picking. You keep saying no, but is that cherry picking? You just said don't take the risky fight, take the least dangerous fight.
You just answer your own question, bro.
Right, from a guy
you answering your own question.
Welterweight and who has not fought for 2 years.
If
you keep hold on, why do you keep saying no?
But
the answer is yes, yes, yes. You keep saying no like Destiny's Child. No. But the
hold on.
No,
let me ask you.
You sound like Destiny's Child. You keep saying, bro. You keep saying no. Is that cherry picking?
But what you don't understand is
that is
four
cherry
guys
picking
on one line that won't let me talk.
Okay, go ahead, talk.
Hold on. I just answer a direct question. You said he's fighting, trying to get the Canelo fight, so he's taking the fight that keeps him safe, aka the less risky, less dangerous fight. That's not what you just said.
I did say that, but it's not necessarily it's not necessarily about the less risky fight. It's about the fight that's in September that's against Canelo. Why would he?
No, we don't care about the September. But you
don't care about it though. Obviously, if he's only making $1 million for the fight that's in May, and then if he fights Canelo for about what 20-30 million in September, why?
So
would
you're
he
his
fight
accountant
now? No, but why? It's always about the money. They're
okay.
fighters.
So if it's
okay, but bro,
so if it's about the money,
hold on, Dante. I gotta get him. So you're saying it's about the money. He can only get $1 million because he's choosing to fight a guy that nobody wants to see him fight. That's why it got moved out of Las Vegas, and then it happened at the StubHub Center. If he fought Charlo in Texas, he could have got a bigger purse.
He would have got a bigger purse.
Greater threat. If he would have fought Derevyanchenko,
if he would have fought Derevyanchenko, it would have kept
Can you tell me what that purse would have probably
Listen, if he would have fought Derevyanchenko, the fight would have stayed in Vegas.
Hold on, Blue, let him talk. What's your question?
Can you give me a guesstimate of what that purse would have possibly been if he fought Charlo or Derevyanchenko?
Well, you agree.
Okay,
well, real quick. You agree. Wait, I'll let you finish,
Ego.
Asking
about his purse.
Hey, but Ego, I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm just gonna say,
I'm gonna let you finish.
Because that's what we're talking.
Let me
hold on. Are you a boxing fan or a boxing accountant? Are you a boxing fan or a boxing accountant? Why do you care?
And how does that benefit you? How does that benefit you?
Skittles. Yeah. He could get 50 cents in a pack of Skittles for all I care. Taste the rainbow.
How does that benefit you as a fan?
But you have to.
And furthermore, he would have got more money for. Listen, he fought a fight that he dropped his titles to fight. If he would have fought Derevyanchenko with the title on the line in Las Vegas, would have been more money than him fighting.
Well, let me
Manis Van der Rosen.
2 points. LA. Hold on, guys. Let me jump in. Let me jump in this double dutch. Let me jump in this double dutch.
Has not fought in 2 years, man.
Hold on, y'all.
He's a super welterweight.
The point that I'm just trying to this ain't even like you guys are just all talking over me. You won't let me make my point.
I'll say something every once in a while.
We answer.
Hold on, bro. Let me tell you. Let me say this to you. Let me say it to you, man. We gave you the floor, right? You got your point across. You put out your question, and we answered. Listen. You put out your question. Nobody was talking. We responded to you, and then you saying once we respond and you're not really saying anything, then you're like, oh no, everybody's over talking me because you're trying to buy time. What you're doing is you're buying time. You're buying time to try to come up with an answer instead of just answering a question directly. Is it a cherry pick? Yes or no?
Okay, hold on.
The person delusional was you.
Are you serious?
How are we
delusional?
Wait. Let me
answer the question. Hold on, Ego.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let him talk. Hold on, guys.
Just say this. Was this?
Guys. Let him talk. Hey, Blue. Blue. Let him talk real quick. Let him talk. Hey, Blue. Let him talk real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and listen, bro. My caller. What's your name, caller? What's your name again?
Dante, you pick who responds.
What's your name?
You pick who responds.
Okay.
How about that?
What? Yeah. Caller. What's your name, caller? Caller. What's your name? Huh?
David.
Okay, David. So I want you to understand.
You
So
pick who
I will. So David, so when you ask a question, just keep in mind when you ask a question, there's like 3-4 people on the panel. So if you ask a question, probably 3 or 4 people are going to want to answer the question. So we keeping you online. We keeping you online longer than probably we're gonna keep a lot of people on the line. So you getting to say whatever you want to say.
I appreciate it.
We ain't trying to shut you up. Yeah, we're not trying to shut you up. We're not hanging up on you. We want you to talk. We want you to talk because we want you to say whatever it is somebody in the comment section will say. We want them to speak through you right now. So we want you to talk. So anyway, so go ahead. But you know what? I didn't get to answer your question though. I wanted to answer your question before you go on. Now you talked about the money, how important the money is, and I wanted to because I don't even think I have to ask this question because it will be a rhetorical question unless you disagree with me. I'm sure you agree with me no matter what the dollar sign is. I'm sure you agree with me because Jermall Charlo has already fought in the main events. He's been on TV numerous times. He's on the rise. Al Heyman is basically the most powerful person in the sport of boxing right now. So I'm sure you know, And you're smart enough to know that Golovkin would have got paid more. Forget about what the dollar is. I'm sure you know he would have got paid more fighting against Charlo than fighting against Vanes Martirosyan, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that answers the question when you were talking about the business aspect. If this is all about money, like Ego said, if this is all about money, then it would have made way more financial sense for Golovkin to get in the ring with Charlo if he cared about money than getting in the ring and taking a pay cut against Vanes Martirosyan. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, that fight is more difficult, and that would have been 2 difficult fights back to back. That's what you're going to say, right?
No, no. That's not what I'm gonna say at all. But obviously, it's a fight against Charlo or Derevyanchenko. It's gonna be a difficult fight. But you also have the chance of what if you hurt yourself during the fight? What if you get certain cuts that takes a certain amount of time to heal? Then you might not fight. You might not fight Canelo until sometime next year, and you just pretty much blew your chance of making 20 to 30 million. So why not take the fight that's a little bit less dangerous? You make $1 million, and then benefit. No, way less dangerous.
What about after? But David, what about after? What about after? He's already fought Canelo, and now the WBC is saying in order for you to fight Canelo again, you have to fight Charlo. So now he doesn't have to worry about the injury problem anymore because he's got the Canelo fight, and the WBC is pushing for. So you believe Golovkin is going to fight him? Do you believe Golovkin is going to fight him next? And then I'll give you guys the floor after this. You believe
100%? I do believe.
Okay, then we'll find out.
I do.
We'll find out if you're right.
I'll bet you money on that.
Okay. Now,
okay, Dante.
Go ahead, Ego. Go ahead, E.
Okay, my thing is this: what you said does not make sense. Here's why. You, as a fighter, you can fight anybody and get injured. A headbutt. You don't have to be elite. You don't have to be tall. Anybody can. So Golovkin, if anything, fighting Vanes Martirosyan, who's fairly tall, he could have got hurt in that fight. So what are you talking about? Oh, you could have risked 24 or 30 million on an injury. You can get injured fighting Vanes Martirosyan. You know,
okay,
why is hold on. We let you talk.
Okay. All right. No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. Go ahead.
Okay.
My brother.
See, this is what happens, y'all. When we say the rhetoric, then now you want to jump in, and then you wonder why you have to pull something.
No, you're
all right. So
you're right. Go ahead, man.
So can Golovkin get injured versus Vanes Martirosyan, who's 5'10 and a half, 5'11"?
Absolutely.
Is it impossible or improbable? You know, a headbutt. You don't have to be elite to headbutt somebody. So what are you talking about?
My whole point is obviously you can get hurt in any fight. But you're more likely to get but you're more likely to get hurt in a more difficult fight. If you're fighting somebody that hasn't fought in over 2.5 years, and he's not even a legitimate middleweight, obviously that's a super easy fight. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. But obviously everybody expected him to just blow him out the water, not get hurt, preserve yourself for September, and you're good to go. I mean, I don't really see the big issue with that. I didn't see. All right, matter of fact, let me ask you.
Here's the big. I'll tell you the big picture.
Can I just ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
Did you consider that his fighting against Martirosyan? Did you consider that him ducking Derevyanchenko? Because
absolutely
felt like it was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
He gave up his belt. He gave up his belt.
No doubt.
He gave up his belt.
Okay. So listen. To answer your question, you're saying all this preserve and healthy shit, but you have the IBF who is on your line and telling you need to, if you're going to continue to fight on that date, you have to fight Derevyanchenko. If not, no Canelo who failed a drug test. So you're mad at Dante, and you're talking all this preservation, the cryo chamber stuff. But at the end of the day, at what cost? Why would you be willing to fight a guy that you're one of your sanctioning bodies is saying, hey, you're due up for an IBF mandatory challenge. They're telling you have to fight him, or we're taking your belt. And you're saying
I'm not giving up my belt.
You're saying you're mad that Dante made it sound like he didn't want to fight Derevyanchenko. He clearly didn't, and everything you're saying is supporting that he took the lesser evil. He took the easier out. He took the cherry pick fight.
And let me say this real quick.
And Blue, yeah.
He also hold on.
Let Blue respond. Let Blue respond. Go ahead.
He also stated right previously before this fight when he fought the Willie Monroes of the world and when he fought
Dominic Wade.
Dominic Wade, right? He stated that he had no choice but to take those fights because he wasn't going to get stripped. Did he or did he not say that?
Absolutely, and that's a very,
so,
very
but
valid
once it
point.
came to a dangerous opponent, when it was a more dangerous opponent, then he'd rather get stripped than to take those fights. So you know what it is.
That point.
And here's the last thing.
That's a great point.
Here's the last nail.
Blue said that.
Yeah, that's Blue.
You have to look at it. You're mad at Dante for saying his piece, but we're also judging based on what Team Triple G has told us. They, throughout their career, said we'll fight from 154 to 168. They've never moved the division. They stayed at 160. They had options to fight Andre Ward, didn't fight him there. They wanted to fight at 160 versus Carl Froch or Chavez Jr., right? They're willing to come down for Floyd or Pacquiao, but not for Canelo at Canelo weight. So you're mad at Dante's, his narrative, but you have to understand this is a team that said we're about all the belts. These other fighters are businessmen. These other guys are clowns and not true fighters. Right? This is what they said.
Hey,
and he was willing to lose his belt.
Absolutely right.
Hey, David, I'm going to let you close out.
Why would you be willing to lose your belt?
I'm going to let David close out. I'm going to let David close out.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, I mean, first of all, just really appreciate you guys for, taking my call for so long. It's all love. But yeah, so just one thing I really wanted to ask is, do you guys think that Charlo is the best at middleweight right now? Because I don't know, I just kind of get that feel that everybody kind of thinks that
it's no best until
I
they
feel
all fight. That's a fact.
Well,
but he's one of the best. He could be the last man standing, possibly.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
We need
but he has to prove it, and the only way he can prove it is by fighting guys like Triple G, which is a good fight. Triple G never been stopped. So if Charlo were able to accomplish that, then he's the man.
Yeah, and hey, but
I really appreciate all of you guys.
Hey,
thank you guys for taking my call, man.
Hey, no doubt. Call in again, family. All right, take care, man. All right. Yeah, see, that's pretty much what it is, man. You notice once again, when we have someone call in, it always ends up with them either hang up or not say nothing, or they start saying, I agree with you. That makes sense. That's a good point.
And look at the guy saying Dante's biased nation in the comment section.
But he won't explain it, and he won't call in.
But he's not calling in
because it feels good to say it, and you know that if you call in and we confront you with truth, then you got to backpedal. Then you got to backtrack. Then you got to say, God damn it, tell them to call in, huh?
The funny thing is, they're almost agreeing. Well, not almost. They are agreeing with what we're saying. They don't like the presentation, raw, uncut, direct to the point without sugarcoating. But they're saying you in so many words. You said what we've been saying is Triple G took the easier option. He said that. He says, "Oh yeah, you could get hurt, and why not take the easier fight, the less risky fight, if you could make 24 to 30 million?" So now we're just chasing one fighter now. That's not what you said.
Yeah.
You said these other guys are businessmen, and you want all the belts, but you're willing to get stripped of a belt.
Yeah.
Not making sense. Shaky.
It's not making. And once again, when you say, do you think he ducked? Yeah. Do you think he ducked Vanes Monterosian? When Gennady Golovkin tells the public, my goal is to be when Gennady Golovkin tells the public, my goal is to unify all of the belts. My goal is to unify all of the belts, and then you give up one of your belts so you don't have to fight one of your mandatories, Darren Yevchenko. That is the true definition of ducking. Matter of fact, there's no bigger duck than that. To give up your belt to not fight someone and then fight someone of a lesser caliber. There's no bigger. Now, if he would have gave up his belt to fight Charlo, that would have been different. You gave up your belt to fight Vanes Monterosian, a guy who wasn't even a middleweight, a guy who wasn't even ranked at middleweight, who came off of a loss.
But Dante, they answered their own question. He said that it don't have to go no further than this. You said that he fought Vanes Monterosian. He took the lesser of two evils, so that way he could preserve himself for Canelo Alvarez later. So there you have you answered your own question.
He answered his own. When he started using words like difficult, tough,
another drug test or something.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
if Canelo failed another drug test? You just sitting around waiting for one man?
And he also
if he would have failed a drug test and been off for September too, then you just waited around for nothing. That's why you got to be your own man.
But then people don't even look at it in this manner. right? You're the man in this. Canelo Alvarez moved up to your division. You're undefeated. You are the unified champion in your division. He moved up to your division, and you're chasing him. Shouldn't you be calling the shots in your division?
Yeah, absolutely.
You kidding me?
Yeah, it's too easy, man.
Hey, but Dante, the other thing, Blue, Dante, Money, you guys have to look at this also, is when Floyd Mayweather was the A side over guys, and he's like, oh, I'm finishing my Showtime contract, I'm fighting Berto, right? They said what? Oh, this is the worst fight I've ever heard of. He cherry picked, he ruined his whole legacy is over, etc. But then they support him staying safe, Triple G being him, staying safe versus Vanes Martirosyan. So why can't Floyd, who's accomplished way more than Golovkin, who's been on top for 21 years,
man,
how come Floyd Mayweather can't shoot the right off into the sunset?
Hypocrisy of it all.
Why can't Floyd stay safe until he fights Conor McGregor?
Listen,
why can't he stay safe with Berto?
Listen.
But when Golovkin, he wanted to stay safe for a fight where he made less. Mayweather made more money versus Conor than Triple G made versus Canelo.
And
so
on top
Floyd's
of
big business, so he can't stay safe with Berto, but Triple G can stay safe with for a Canelo fight.
And on top of that, if Floyd Mayweather would have fought the same Vanes Martirosyan, even if Floyd had to move up and wait to fight him, they would have took credit away from Floyd at age 40 as his going away fight. You know what I mean? But like you just said,
I can do you one better. Right now, Floyd come out of retirement, 40 years old, and ain't fighting in years. He come out of retirement. If he do step back in the ring, it must be against Errol Spence.
Yeah, it got to be against Errol Spence.
He can't get a break.
Yeah, they don't care that he's 40. He got to be against it.
Fuck Errol Spence. They talk about Floyd got to fight Canelo again, a guy he beat at 160. That's what they saying, really.
At 152.
Fight Triple G and Canelo at 160. But here's the other thing, Dante. This is how new media is killing. We on your helmet because Floyd Mayweather versus Berto is still not even as bad because Berto is younger than Floyd. And he's a full-fledged welterweight. He's a former two-time champion in the same division. Vanes Martirosyan was not ranked at 160. He was coming off a loss where Berto